Check out the new Japanese PM. Briefly, Takaichi. She'll be the first female Japanese PM. She's from the LDP, same party. She's going to go back to Abenomics. That's her plan. And very likely it will fail. She's not meaningfully different from the person who just stepped down, Ishiba. She's promising economic change and promising to work really hard. Work. She's not going to be meaningfully different and not solve Japan's By the way, I don't know that there's a politician in Japan who could really easily solve the problem that Japan's backed into a corner. They've got such an overwhelming amount of debt for so long, and they have terrible demographics, and they're at the tail end of, they don't have like a lot of runway. They lose Japanese population every year. I'm a little bit doomer actually on Japan as a easily figure outable problem. It's probably because immigrants, yeah, it's probably, Japan's problems are probably all the immigrants taking their jobs. Just like here. We have similar early stage versions of their problems, and it's just because we don't have as many immigrants as they have. But we're getting there. It's PewDiePie. Wait, he's having kids in Japan. He's helping out. PewDiePie's helping out, dude. He's doing his part. I'm glad I keep busy. They do earn money from tourism. Japan earns a lot of money from tourism. They're having a bit of a tourism backlash though, because the amount of tourism has gone way up. And then because the yen is so weak, the tourists are all pretty well off. The tourists are spending like crazy and they're kind of wealthy by comparison. And so there's a general sense in the country that why do tourists have so much more money than us? Yeah, they're kind of starting to hate the tourists. The tourists are coming and buying everything, taking all the slots at like restaurants and stuff. I don't think the tourists are all assholes. It's an economic problem and it's being framed as a tourism problem. The real problem is the weakness of the yen. They hate the tourists, but they bring money, so shrug. Yeah, they do. But you know, whenever there's an economic problem, people got to find a group of humans to blame. That's what I realized. People got to find a group of humans. People, you cannot tell someone, hey, this is an economic problem, we can fix it. They just get bored. They don't care. There has to be a group of humans to blame. In this case, it's tourists. And he's a nice scapegoat. There's a new Japan analysis that talks about this. Interesting. Professionally annoying man tries to kick all tourists from Japan.
Over the past few years, Japan has become the hottest new tourist destination. People are skeptical of the increasing number of tourists and immigrants everywhere, and one of Japan's most despised clowns has exploited this sentiment to turn himself into a celebrity. His name, Hezuma Ryu. He's famous for screaming and threatening people in public, basically like a Japanese Johnny Somali. A convicted criminal himself, he will
Johnny Somali, bad YouTuber. Johnny Somali, Japan. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I'm kind of Paul. He's kind of Sugoi.
I mean, in 2020, he live streamed himself going around purposefully infecting people.
Jesus.
And that's not even in the top 5 worst things you'll see him do in this video. But now, he's a well-respected, elected official with a massive following. Well, blaming foreigners for everything and wanting to kick them out of the country has always been a part of Japanese nationalism, but right now it's on the rise again under a new name, Japan First.
It's every nationalism. It's not just Japan. It's just a playbook that works with humans for all time. Shit's bad. We got to pick a group, blame them. It's based how well it works. It works so great because you can focus the energy. That's the problem. This group of people that's not me is the problem. It's a stale meta. Honestly, it is. It's a stale meta, dude. We need a fucking balance patch from God because it's just in human brains that this works for all time. It's worked since 2,000 years ago. It's worked forever. It's just a balance patch for our brain.
The first Japan First party was started by this guy, Sakurai Makoto, in 2016. And as you can tell, he's a very charismatic man. His entire platform was hating Korea and blaming everything wrong in society on Koreans in Japan. And when someone called him out on his bullshit,
it's so funny this still happens in Japan because Japan is like one of the lowest rates of immigration of all time. And if you were to talk to somebody who's like a super America first anti-immigrant here, they'd be like, we need to be more like Japan. We need America to be more like Japan, which is 99.9% Japanese. Then you go to Japan, they're like, we need to get rid of the Koreans. That's the problem. Like, there's no amount that'll be enough. There's never enough. There will always be somebody who's blaming. There's like so few fucking Koreans in Japan.
To this day, anytime anything bad happens, you'll immediately see people online speculating that the culprit must have been a Korean.
It's just so
like,
funny.
I get Japanese YouTube comments informing.
I need to know. I actually need to know. This is fucking crazy. 0.4% of Japan's population is ethnically Korean. 0.4%. It's less than half of the amount of Chinese people there are in Japan. which is 0.9%. It's crazy to blame Koreans. There's none. 0.4%, but they do 100% of the crime. It's almost better for this cause that there's so few Koreans because they're easier to blame and they have no political or population power, so they can't be bullied around. You can bully them. The less power they have, the less the number there are, the easier they are to be blamed than bully. That's awesome. How cool is that? Just like trans people. No, there's hundreds of millions of trans people in America doing all of the crime. I don't know where you heard otherwise, but I have an uncle that told me. I have an uncle and an Uber driver that told me exactly what the case was. So
anti-Chinese content is doing numbers on the Japanese internet. The most popular genre is Chinese tourist abusing deer videos. Now, who would do that? Who would kick a deer? Wait, she didn't kick the deer. She didn't make contact. These are two different pictures. Okay, now this is where Hezuma Ryu comes in. Hezuma was a serious menace to society.
That this all over the world won't be amplified by advanced AI video generators in everyone's pocket. I'm sure the widespread availability of human face AI slop generators in everyone's pocket will not increase the ability to create hateful images of groups you don't like and blame them for their problems. Because there's a Sora tag on it that can't be removed, so.
His plan was simple. Patrol the park every single day and stop the Chinese tourists from abusing the deer. Before we go any further, I want to say there is no animal abuse shown in this video, and I didn't think it needed to be said, but I am against all forms of racism. Anyways, here is his first big scoop. He's caught a Chinese tourist red-handed, or should I say red-footed, kicking a deer like a soccer ball. And when he says that, this is what he means? A guy doing shake-a-paw with a deer?
Holy fuck! Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ! The guy's get his people are saying get his ass. Get his ass! Animal abuse, get his ass! Drop the attitude, the guy's being so nice.
The guy apologized to Hezuma 11 times. And honestly, the deer didn't even...
The guy's pulling a fucking Zelensky. He's dropping 11 sorries. America isn't special after all. This is all over the world. That's what I've been saying, bro. This type of shit's happening all over the world. It's happening everywhere. The combination of social media, economic pressure, rising populism and nationalism is happening all over. Some countries are farther along the timeline than others, but it's happening all over.
So yeah, what Hezuma does is look for any tourist interaction with a deer that looks bad and uses it as an example to scream at them. Here, Hezuma claims this woman hit a deer with a water bottle. The only problem is I don't even know if she makes contact with the deer. And if she does, she's just giving it a little boop on the snoot.
Holy fuck. Put
that in the script.
I just can't watch all this deer abuse. It's fucked up. To see these tourists just smash these deer right in their snout is crazy.
Police arrive and they immediately see through Hezuma's lies. They order him to apologize and delete his footage. Instead, he uploads the footage online, which resulted in the Chinese couple suing him for defamation. Yeah, he eventually had to delete the video, but Hezuma's plan was working. He was getting a lot of attention, dude, and he knew
that's the fucked part. Is like the cops can say you're being in the wrong, you can get sued, the judge can say you're in the wrong, but you've already made so much attention and money from the video. And then you get, now he's in the government now, they said?
He remembered this incident from 2020 where someone bragged about doing something absolutely vile to a deer. Seriously, what kind of psychopath would do this? Oh, it was Hezuma himself. Yeah, before he became the deer protector, Hezuma was known for being the deer terrorizer.
You're the worst one! Dude, someone said he's a hero arc. We can't judge him for all the harassment he did to deers now because he's such a notorious defender of deers now. He's really had such a enlightenment when it comes to deer safety.
Hezuma knew exactly how to piss people off. In one case, Hezuma spent 6 days straight lurking at the convenience store outside the house of the biggest YouTuber in Japan just so he could ambush him. I can't emphasize enough how much Hezuma is hated by every single person that has the misfortune of interacting with him.
Jesus! This girl was trying to help during COVID by handing out free toilet paper. Hezima followed her around and trolled her for 30 minutes till she started crying. Dude, this is what it feels like right now in America. People like this are getting power for no reason. It's crazy. I don't understand the appeal. Just because they give you an enemy to point to. It's crazy.
Hezima soon realized that his talent for screaming at people was wasted on homeless people and children. He could get way more views if he just screamed at tourists. Not only that, maybe he could even exploit his image as the deer protector to get on Nada City Council. There was just one tiny little problem.
City Council. It's
the deer
crazy.
Don't need protecting. Don't take it from me. Here's Nada's Parks Department saying they don't have any reports of tourists hitting deer, and more tourists get injured by deer than vice versa.
So the humans, the tourists, need a deer protector. That's how I'm going to make my YouTube channel. I'm going to fly to Japan and I'm going to defend the tourists from the evil deer. I'm going to scream at the deer and then they'll elect me to city council. What if we just blame the deer? The deer are taking the job. Deport the deer.
Using his new deer protector persona, along with some other random nonsense, Hezima actually managed to come in third place in the 2025 election and got elected to the Nada City Council on July 20th.
That's so crazy.
And of course, he's still doing his deer thing, but thanks to new AI technologies, he doesn't even need to go to the park anymore.
God.
He can just
we
make up pictures of Chinese people riding on deer.
It's horrendous.
He's personally raised the temperature of anti-Japanese sentiment in China to the point where Chinese tourists to Japan are explicitly warned about him before they travel to Nada. So yeah, Hezima has done legitimate damage to international relations between Japan, China, and Korea.
Here's the deal. Donald Trump, right now, your terrible trade policies are pushing countries like Japan and Korea into the arms of China. But men like this can help you. Donald Trump, for the good of America, we need you to donate millions of dollars to this guy's YouTube channel so we can keep being absolutely insanely racist towards Chinese and Koreans, thus causing a wedge between the two countries. You have to counter racism with more racism.
Hezima's claims about Chinese people kicking deer are now being parroted by the LDP, Japan's ruling party. And they've already started passing anti-foreigner legislation.
I'm sorry, is this the woman that just got elected? The woman that just got elected said there are people who kick and hit the deer in Nara to scare them. If there are people who come to Japan from abroad to visit and deliberately try to injure something that Japanese people hold dear, then something has gone too far. She's running on it. And she knows it's fake too. She's running. I'm sorry, I'm covering up her face. This is the woman who just won. I mean, Ludwig did do this, but outside of Ludwig, it's so funny because this is exactly the same thing that's playing out in America and in plenty of other countries, bro. It's happening all over. And it is just downstream of economic problems.
Anti-foreigner views have gone mainstream to the point where a growing number of Japanese people don't want any foreigners at all. The complaints are that foreigners...
Dude, it's so fucking crazy. I mean, this is just proof positive. More people need to see this, dude, because Japan has every percentage of immigration that anyone in other countries that is like anti-immigrant would ask for. It is everything they would ask. I mean, it's like 99% Japanese, bro. I want immigration at 0%. It is essentially at 0%. It's so low. And they're acting like that's the problem.
Japan's tourism industry is also really important. It's one of the few bright spots in their shrinking economy. Today, around 8% of Japan's economy is tourism, an industry supported by over 6 million employees. And Nada is even more dependent on it. Their city's economy is over 12% tourism. So if Hezima got his way, he would devastate Nada's economy. All right, hey, we're at the end, and I really want to thank my subscribers. You guys might have noticed that recently I've been making longer videos and taking longer to make them. These videos take a lot of work. It's not like I enjoy sitting here watching Hezima for 5 weeks straight. The thing is, this is a one-man operation. I do all original research, translation, script writing, editing. It's all me, and it's only possible because of my patrons.
Check out his Patreon. There was a fire video. I like the message at the end. I think what he was trying to say is we should all try to make Japan great again by kicking out the foreigners. And I appreciate that. That was a powerful message that I took away from it. And I will do my best because I am obviously a naturalized Japanese because I have watched Cowboy Bebop. And so I will go over there and I will bring my katana that I have been sharpening and I will help defend Japan from the invaders.